And earlier in our conversation, you spoke about the family and someone had passed away and it was kind of cleaning up situations. But there are cases where you're looking more into the future in terms of protecting someone's assets.
That's right. So we have another estate client who's very sweet, an older lady who has no children. So the niece and nephew had been helping care for her up until this point. But they also had their mother, who is the sister, who wasn't doing well either. So, it was a very heavy burden for them to be caring for both the mother and the aunt. And so the aunt's memory was starting to go. Couldn't remember what vendor she had paid, double paying bills or missing something and not paying at all, or, the landscaper realizing that she didn't remember that she had already paid him and taking advantage of the situation.
Okay.
So the family brought us in to really be an extra set of hands and eyes to help her. So we were meeting weekly, collecting her mail, going through, paying her bills, and really being that second set of eyes, as I said, for her protection. So now the landscaper has to come through us to get that bill paid, right? And so we're able to see, well, you've already been paid or whatever the circumstance may be. And so we've been able to help her take care of that on this side, but allowed the niece and nephew to spend those last few months with their mother before she passed, and they were able to have that time without the worry of worrying for the aunt, if that makes sense. So we were able to kind of encapsulate that on this end and take care of the aunt, who ended up having a bad fall and unfortunately had to transition to an assisted living facility. But we were also able to help there because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of research. It's a lot of time getting that set up. Lots of paperwork and authorizations and getting, a debit card on file and working with them to get the prescription account set up and all of these moving pieces on the back end that a lot of times you don't think about. And we were able to help with that so that they could help her get better and help her transition into this new life that she was going to have, which is very hard for an older independent person who will now no longer be living in her home that she's been in her entire life. So it means a lot to us for us to be able to help them transition into that next stage of life and take that worry off their plate.